In comes Metagross. Metagross deletes My Little Pony in the blink of an eye. The opponent with only one Protect Shield remaining send out Victini. Metagross goes straight for the Earthquake. Does the opponent respect the damage? Welcome back to the channel. Psychic Cup, a pretty limited meta. Go figure. We can only use Psychic Pokemon. Niantic, what were you thinking? We see all of around 10 Pokemon. So with that in mind, I guess you've either got to use the meta or beat the meta. Today, we've got a kind of half and half video. The first 5 battles of the video are going to be for one of my Discord members who's using one of the very best anti-meta picks in my opinion, Shadow Metagross. Because both Gardavoir and My Little Pony, aka Rapidash, are absolutely everywhere. And my god, trust me, if they're aligned with your Metagross, you're in for a fantastic time. Solid Snake only sent me 5 battles. He did go a perfect 5-0, so we're going to be showcasing that first. However, in Psychic Cup, one set would last all of around 8 minutes, including me rambling through this intro. So we had to step it up, and I had to do some of my own battles, and we're pushing that anti-meta up to the next level. Absolutely everyone's hyped on these Slowbros, but they're all using the Galarian. Hello, we've got Shadow Slowbro, and Shadow Slowbro without a doubt is the most solid Victini counter you can possibly use. And let's not kid ourselves, Victini's on about 95% of teams. So in the second half of the video, we're going to be taking a look at 2 sets of my own battles using both Metagross and Slowbro. Without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game 1, Solid is the algorithm leading his shiny Shadow Metagross into My Little Pony. You absolutely love to see it. The opponent say switches into the Giraffe. We tank a move on Metagross. Say switch into Malamar, go straight for the foul play. Foul play takes out the Shadow Giraffe. A cool pick from the opponent, but it was essentially just food. Back out comes My Little Pony. Solid, building all the way up to the Hyper Beam. The opponent goes for the Body Slam. We withstand the damage. Reach the Hyper Beam. Does the opponent respect the damage? They do not, get absolutely wrecked. The opponent putting all the hopes and dreams on the back of a 2-shield Victini. Yes, this is why I'm running Shadow Slowbro. However, in this game, we're going to send back out Metagross. Metagross forced to Protect Shield with the Meteor Mash. Meteor Mash pretty much chunks everything in this format. Victini is no Kyogre. In the Master League, you throw a Meteor Mash, it's pretty miserable. When you're only level 14.5, a Shadow Meteor Mash just hits for huge damage. We now send in My Little Pony, and this is going to be a pretty easy game. The opponent lowering their own defense, throwing V-Create. So we've just got to reach the back-to-back Body Slams. The first Body Slam forces the Protect Shield, and the second Body Slam is going to be all she wrote. And Solid Snake is off to a very solid 1-0 start. GG's and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we lead our shiny Shadow Metagross into Malamar. This isn't the best matchup. However, stay in school, kids, and learn to count. We're going to catch the foul play onto our own Malamar, where it only hits for neutral. The opponent now send out a Alolan Raichu. The Raichu, flying on its surfboard, is definitely not going to appreciate the foul play. Solid Snake forces the first Protect Shield. If the opponent looks to go for the full Volt Switch farm down, Malamar is going to make foul play number 2, and the opponent just completely sacks Raichu. Holy smokes. Back out comes the opponent's own Malamar, and my god, our Malamar is still going off. We throw the foul play, winning CMP. Malamar has essentially deleted 1.5 of the opponent's Pokemon and forced the Protect Shield. Solid Snake now has the alignment that he wants. He sends in Rapidash, farms up, throws the Body Slam on the CMP type Body Slam, secures the knockout. The opponent's final Pokemon once again is Victini. You kind of starting to get a pattern here, aren't you? It's Victini, Victini, a few fairies, some more Victini, yada yada yada. So if you want to counter the meta, I'm recommending Shadow Slowbro. And it's kind of an ongoing joke in my Discord where I just say I'm just going to wee on everything because the water gun animation essentially looks like Slowbro is having a wee. However, if you're French, like some people in my Discord are, I think that essentially means I'm saying yes, yes. So I guess as I don't really care about censorship, you can say Slowbro is just going to have a piss on the meta. GG's and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we lead Metagross into Raichu, an absolutely dreadful lead. However, I'm going to give you a top tip. I thought Metagross would not lose CMP in this meta. Metagross has a 4 lower attack stat than Alolan Raichu. However, getting back into the commentary, we save switch into Malamar. Raichu, with its ridiculous attack stat, evidently has no defense. The opponent showed no respect to the foul play, and they got vanquished back to their Pokeball. They now enter the mirror. Solid Snake not baiting, full sending the Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam does land and the opponent is already in absolute shambles. Malamar has done its job. Solid Snake elects to let it go down. We send in My Little Pony. Look to get ahead in energy, and the opponent's final Pokemon is Victini. Solid Snake full sends the Mega Horn. Mega Horn force to Protect Shield. Solid Snake builds up some energy and essentially sends out Metagross to use it as the third shield. The opponent fire off the V-Crate, vanquishing us back to our Pokeball and lowering their own defense. We now send back out My Little Pony, and we're going to start spamming out Body Slams. The first Body Slam forces a Protect Shield. We still have 2 Protect Shields, 2 hide behind. Solid Snake can shield up the next V-Crate. We've just got to be mindful of the opponent trying to make a catch on that low health Malamar they have remaining. We shield up the next V-Crate. The opponent attempts to make the sack. No such luck. They do now reset their debuff. However, My Little Pony hits like a truck. Mega Horn only going to be neutral, but still enough to secure the dub. Very nicely done. In the next battle, what the heck is on my screen? Grumpig? Okay, we'll roll with it. Seeing this pig did certainly catch me off guard. However, it does have access to Shadow Ball, so I suppose it does make some sense. We shield up the Shadow Ball. Solid Snake now over farms. Fires off the Meteor Mash. Meteor Mash will be forcing a Protect Shield or the knockout the opponent. Opt to shield up their pig. We then look to catch the Shadow Ball onto Malamar. It doesn't look like the cleanest catch. However, the opponent does throw energy anyway. Malamar absorbs the Shadow Ball. Goes straight for the Foul Play. And Foul Play will be securing the knockout. Down goes the pig. The opponent now sending their own Metagross. Okay, trainer, I see you. A very spicy team. Malamar fires off the Foul Play. Foul Play forces the final Protect Shield. The opponent gets the full Bullet Punch farm down. Solid Snake has the alignment that he wants. Our pony definitely doesn't want to see the opposition's Metagross. We send out our own Metagross. The opponent just going to go straight Meteor Mash. However, we need to respect it. The opponent allows our switch timer to cool down and they send out Starmie. Let's fucking go. Mr. Opponent, you, sir, are my absolute hero. However, you're about to get RPS for the dub. Mega Horn does secure the knockout. Back out comes the opponent's Metagross. They fire off the Meteor Mash. Meteor Mash will be securing the knockout. We've got the Earthquake Bang. And Earthquake is probably going to kill around 256 Great League Metagrosses. And we take that game. The absolute dream lead. Shadow on Shadow Crime. And the opponent is staying in. Metagross is going to say, thank you very much for the free farm. We commit to the full Bullet Punch farm down. The opponent now sending Metachan. Metachan shows no respect. Near gets one shot. Holy crap, that did huge damage. I've got no idea why Metachan's ranked in the top 10. He uses Counter, Ice Punch and Dynamic Punch. I'm not entirely sure what that moveset is supposed to catch or why anyone would use it. This opponent actually then opt to throw a Psychic at Malamar, which is triple resisted. We get the full Psycho Cut farm down. The opponent send out Victini. I am so confused. I think Victini definitely was the counter you were looking for against Metagross. However, we land the Hyper Beam. Solid Snake now fires off the next Foul Play. The opponent does opt to shield up Victini, despite only having around 2 HP. We now send in My Little Pony. The opponent's going to need to throw the Overheat to take us out. V-Crate doesn't get the job done. The opponent fires off back to back, essentially hoping we have a heart attack. However, Solid Snake is alive and well. We send in Metagross, get the Bullet Punch farm down, and clutch up a very beautiful 5-0. GG's, buddy, very nicely played. It'd be a huge shame to end the video with only 8.5 minutes of me chatting absolute nonsense. We're going to transition into some of my own battles. My team is going to be Shadow Slowbro, Malamar and Shadow Metagross. Unfortunately, mine isn't shiny. I'm very sad. However, getting into the commentary. Slowbro into Victini. What a lead. The opponent says switch into Malamar. I don't have the best answer. I'm going to stay in, shield up the first move, as we definitely don't tank one particularly well. You can see the one-turn water guns are chunking. We're going to go for the Surf. Shadow Slowbro hits like a truck. We force a Protect Shield in return, and then I enter the mirror. You all notice I am running Superpower. Do you want Superpower? Absolutely not. However, as I pretty much use mostly Shadow Pokemon, I'm so broke on TMs. You want to run Hyper Beam. I'm not entirely sure what you're going to Superpower. However, it is what it is. We can tank one further Foul Play. The Psycho Cuts are triple resisted due to Dark double resisting Psychic and Psychic also resisting Psychic. So I'm not in danger of getting Psycho Cut farm down. Despite being low, we throw the next Foul Play. Foul Play secures the knockout, and look at this pick from the opponent. What an absolute spice still. They send out Attack Deoxys, get the Poison Jab farm down. I send in Metagross, the Bullet Punches, delete the opponent in the blink of an eye. They throw the Psycho Boost. We withstand the damage. I pivot back out into Slowbro, and that's essentially going to be all she wrote. Look at this beautiful situation. Everyone's favourite top meta pick Victini getting absolutely pissed on. GG's and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see Malamar in the lead. I'm going to build up some energy, catch the foul play onto my own Malamar. Foul play is only neutral, doesn't do too much damage. However, this Charmer is going to be a huge problem. I go straight for the foul play. Foul play hits Gardavor's Psychic Fairy typing for neutral. The opponent tank it like a champ, commit to the full, charm down, farm down. My Shadow Bro won't appreciate the charm damage. I'm going to send in Metagross, commit to the bullet punch, farm down, get ahead in energy. The opponent send out Victini. Meteor Mash, even resisted, does huge damage. I build up to the Earthquake, throw the Meteor Mash, force the Protect Shield. Now we've just got to put all our hopes and dreams on the back of Slowbro. The opponent going to be forced to throw. You can even see the resisted Bullet Puncher chunk in V-Create. Takes us out. The opponent reset their debuff, sending back out Malamar. However, Slowbro now have a huge running start on energy. We're going to shield up the foul play. Return fire with the Surf. Surf should be forcing the final Protect Shield off the opponent, which it does. We're then going to shield up the next foul play. You can see I already had the Surf, but there's no point in throwing yet. I may as well shield up the next foul play, as that would be the hardest hitting move left in the game. I overfarm just before the opponent reaches the third foul play. This Surf will take care of Malamar when Victini does return. We're only a few water guns away from the next Surf, and Slowbro cleans up in style, if I do say so myself. Moving on to the next one. Great lead. Slowbro into Metagross. The bullet punches are resisted, and just look at the one-turn water guns go. I'm going to go straight for the Surf. Surf's either going to knock out or force a Protect Shield. The opponent just completely sack their Shadow Metagross and then send out My Little Pony. I'm going to stay in with Slowbro, look to get off some damage, as I don't want to get aligned with Malamar. So we're just going to stay in. Slowbro has done its job. The opponent's going to need to Mega Horn to take us out. If they go for the Body Slam like this opponent, we're actually going to get off some more water gun damage, which is fantastic for me. The opponent, realising that was a misplay, forced to dump further energy on the next Body Slam. Slowbro putting in a huge amount of work. We send in Metagross. Look to go for the Bullet Punch farm down. I will respect the potential Mega Horn or High Horsepower. The opponent full send the High Horsepower. They send out Victini. I'm just going to bank that energy, send out Malamar, force the opponent to lower their own defense with the V-Create or Overheat. And then depending what the opponent does, we can either Bullet Punch farm down, throw the Meteor Mash. However, the opponent looks like they're saving that shield for next season. They throw the V-Create, that doesn't get the job done. I throw the foul play. To be honest, I should commit to the fast move beatdown. Probably would be quicker. The opponent attempts a quick attack, farm me down. They don't get there, and we take that game. Slowbro into Malamar. We can't tank a foul play particularly well, so again, I'm going to look to catch on Malamar, and that water gun damage is going to mean the opponent is going to be in 2 foul play range, whereas our Malamar, taking no fast move pressure, is going to be able to absorb 2. The opponent continues to stay and opt to throw the second foul play, an easy tank for us. The opponent still not pivoting, so we're just going to try and unleash the back-to-back foul plays. We'll either force a Protect Shield or take switch. The first one lands, we reach the second. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. Are they willing to invest the Protect Shield? Yes, they are. However, if they try and Psycho Cut farm me down, they won't get there. The opponent actually sniped me with Defense Deoxys. I believe most Defense Deoxys will be running Thunderbolt on Rock Slide. Our Slowbro won't appreciate the Thunderbolt, so I'm going to send in Metagross. Just use it as a damage sponge. The opponent bait with a Rock Slide. Metagross withstands the damage. I then overfarm, fire off the Meteor Mash. Meteor Mash going to vanquish the opponent back to their Pokeball. The opponent send out Hypno. Metagross withstands the resisted confusions, makes the final Meteor Mash, forcing the final protection of the opponent. It's now 2 Shield Bro versus the world. The opponent has access to Thunder Punch and Shadow Ball, so I'm going to shield this move up. The opponent bait me with a Fire Punch like an absolute savage, then send out Malamar. We are going to have to burn our final Protect Shield here. I'm just going to get rid of it. The opponent does have a lot of energy, and to be honest, in Psychic Cup, I don't really count, as it's just tap your phone and hope for the best. Back out comes Hypno. We reach the Ice Beam on the CMP time. Ice Beam is going to be all she wrote. GG's and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see a dreadful lead. A Pokemon, my good friend Boygos, shout out Boygos, calls Nesquik. We pivot into Metagross, as it is our soft counter and also a losing matchup. The opponent responds with Victini. They shield up the Meteor Mash. They opt to throw a charge move. I'm just going to save shields. V-Create or Overheat will take us out. The opponent full send an Overheat, which is absolutely ridiculous overkill. However, Overheat does just lower the opponent's own attack rather than defense. And I think that's also a misplay, as it's just going to allow Slowbro even more farm. You can see Slowbro tanks the V-Crate like an absolute boss, gets a nice water gun farm down, back out, comes Raichu, and we're going to look to force the final shield with the Surf. Surf does force the final Protect Shield, and we send out Malamar. The opponent's final Pokemon is My Little Pony. Up 2 Protect Shields, we should be alright here. The opponent just go for a Body Slam, we withstand the damage. I'm looking to farm up to the back-to-back Foul Plays. Foul Play hits for neutral against My Little Pony, and they are super glassy. I remember thinking here, if I shield this, the opponent's just going to Volt Switch farm me down. So I just let it go down. I send in Slowbro, look to get some energy together. I'm going to shield up this Body Slam. Can Slowbro be an Alolan Raichu counter confirm? Let's see. We get the water gun farm down, back out, comes Raichu. We're going to have to shield up absolutely everything. The opponent fires off the Thunder Punch. We're then going to look to commit to the Ice Beam, but is Ice Beam enough to knock out? Who was worried? GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, Slowbro into My Little Pony. If the opponent YOLO something like a Mega Horn or High Horsepower, I'd probably be pretty sad. However, as I'm using a Shadow Pokemon, I highly doubt they do. The opponent go for the Body Slam, we withstand the damage. Look at the Water Gun damage. It's so oppressive, it's already got this pony down to around half health, and Surf now commands a shield. The opponent gonna over farm, fire off a Body Slam, we're gonna allow Slowbro to go down. I remember this matchup, I was thinking, this has got to be a BBML team. If the opponent's got My Little Pony, they've probably got Victini in their back. We opt to no-shield the Mega Horn. My rank 1 just about survives on a sliver of HP, and we're putting all our hopes and dreams on the back of Malamar. The opponent send out Bronzong, we throw the Foul Play. Foul Play does land. As I got 2 Protect Shields too high behind, the opponent likely to go straight Heavy Slam. I'll be honest, I've never played Psychic Cup really, and I don't really care for the counts. However, I'm going to give you the knowledge. It's 9, 8 for Heavy Slam and straight 10s for payback, so I could have overfarmed here. However, let's see if my lack of knowledge and complacency cost me this battle. Speaking of lack of knowledge, I've also got lack of English, so I can't say complacency particularly well. There it is. It is the Victini. We throw the Foul Play. Foul Play goes unshielded. We're just going to make a random guess at when the opponent throws. Apparently, I've got a magic 8-ball. We catch the V-Crate. The opponent attempt to catch a move on My Little Pony. I hold my energy. The opponent recognise the game's over as we're at the back-to-back. They let this move go through, and we manage to take a very close game. GG's. Moving on to the next battle. Again, we see My Little Pony in the lead. Let's see if this opponent YOLO a big move. This opponent doesn't even build up to it. They're just going straight Body Slam. An easy tank for us. We're going to return fire with the Surf. Surf should be forcing a Protect Shield. My Little Ponies essentially shield everything as they're super glassy. They're just one of these really spammy Pokemon. The opponent opt to throw the charge move immediately. This is going to allow me a very nice Bullet Punch farm down. I don't know if that was an undercharge or not. If it was, nice play opponent. We send out Metagross. We get the full Bullet Punch farm down. The opponent send out Victini. We've been going straight Meteor Mash so far. However, as they only got 1 Protect Shield, we full send the Earthquake, vanquishing Victini. Back to their Pokeball. The opponent's final Pokemon is Broxish. We pivot out into Malamar. All we've got to do is reach the back-to-back charge moves. The opponent probably going to throw a Psychic Fangs. I really don't care. We're just going to reach the back-to-back. The first one will be forcing the final Protect Shield, and the second one is going to be all she wrote. And we're going to take a fairly easy, straightforward dub. RPS for the win, baby. GG's, and thanks for playing. Slowbro into Metachan. People love the Metachan. This really isn't the meta for it, I'll be honest. The opponent attempt to catch a charge move onto Hypno. I bank the energy, send out Malamar. We're going to throw the Foul Play. At worst, the opponent could probably YOLO a Focus Blast. That would be hilarious. This opponent isn't at the Focus Blast, so this is going to be the Shadow Ball, which is only neutral. We withstand the damage fairly easily. I'm then going to overfarm, throw the next Foul Play just before the opponent reaches another charge move. This Foul Play will be lethal or forcing a Protect Shield. We get the knockout, back out comes Metachan, and we're going to start spamming out yet more Foul Plays. The opponent opt to tank the first. They need to throw energy. We'll make the second. We're just going to allow Malamar to go down as it's done its job. The opponent goes for a power-up punch. No trainer, not the play. That allows us to make one further Foul Play. The opponent just sacked Metachan. They're putting all their hopes and dreams on the back of a Alolan Raichu. Raichu has got a very nice matchup against the remainder of our team, but our Slowbro's got so much energy. We throw the first Surf, forcing a Protect Shield. We're going to throw Surf number 2, which should force the final Protect Shield off the opponent. The opponent opts not to shield because they don't know we got in the back. We show them the Metagross and the opponent concede the match. Moving on to the next one. Slowbro into My Little Pony. Come on, trainer, please nuke me. This opponent opts just to spam out a Body Slam. making my life very easy. We tank the body slam. We're going to return fire with the surf. All My Little Ponies shields. We do get a shield advantage. And as always, we're just going to opt to send in Metagross and look for the bullet punch farm down. Body slam doesn't quite knock out the opponent. Get one further fairy when we send out Metagross. The opponent doesn't make a charge and we get a very nice bullet punch farm down. The opponent committed to their big move. They didn't get there. They then send out Victini. I look to full send the Earthquake. Does it land? It does not. We then catch the charge move. Onto Malamar. I am going to shield up the V-Creators. I've got 2 Protect Shields. The opponent needs to pivot. However, they play to a CMP tie that they do not win this foul play with a lowered defense. Easily going to knock out. The opponent's final Pokemon is Broxish, and you already know how this goes. Broxish, super glassy, super toxic. However, against Malamar, it's pretty shit. We throw the foul play and take that game. So those were the battles. I'll be honest, I think Shadow Slowbro is the secret weapon in this cup. Everyone's hyped on them Galarian boys, but all you really need is a Shadow. You can see in my showcase that it's very good against the common things that we see. When using something anti-meta, you don't have to beat the field. All you've got to beat is what you see. That one-turn water gun is so oppressive in so many matchups. The surf coverage, great for stuff like Claydol. Not that I saw any, but it would be good. It's great for Victini, and it's just neutral fast move pressure. Metagross, a pretty out there pick. I see Jonker's posted that video, but if you get it aligned against the fairy, you're in for a very good time. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. If you like your battles featured on my channel, a link to my battle submission form is down below. I have been working a lot recently, so uploads have been slow, but if you appreciate my content, I'd appreciate your support. As always, a huge thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.